Yo, what's going on, Phins fan? Finn here, xPhin. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're talking about the recent release of linebacker Kyle Van Noy. Didn't see that coming. I don't think a lot of people did. Couple reasons. They just signed him to a 4-year contract last year, and already saying, "Hey, get out of here, buddy." He wasn't like fantastic for us, but he certainly made an impact on our defense, which was one of the top defenses in the league. So it makes you wonder. I do see a guy like Andrew Van Ginkel really stood out and could definitely fill that role, but it does still kind of create a little bit of a hole in the linebacking corps, which we've already kind of had. So why would we do this? Well, you look at the cap situation. Releasing Van Noy is going to free up about $9 million in cap this year. But there was a guarantee, I think it was like a $30 million guarantee that we're eating over the next 3 years for cutting him. If we would have at least had him play next year as well, it wouldn't have been any difference in money. The only benefit that we're getting cap-wise from cutting him is $9 million this year, because we're going to be taking, I think, like a $4 million cap hit from the dead cap over the next 3 years of his contract while he's already gone. So why would we do this? We're paying him the same for him not being here as if he was on the Dolphins next year, if that makes sense. I only see one thing in mind, and it's because the Dolphins have a plan this year, a big plan. I can speculate all you want. You look at a guy like Deshaun Watson, who fits the bill of a reason for doing this, because obviously the Dolphins were around 10th, or I think they're around 10th in cap space. They're going to be jumping up to probably 3rd or 4th in cap space now with that $9 million, and they're probably not done. I think we're going to have a better idea of what the Dolphins are looking to do as the weeks go on, if they make any more cuts like this. But I personally think that they've got a plan, which is good that they've got a plan. They better, because if they're eating the money for Kyle Van Noy next year, or from his guarantee, it kind of makes you wonder, like, why would you do that? They obviously have a plan, whether it's Deshaun Watson or a big receiver like Allen Robinson is yet to be seen, but there's definitely a plan, and I think it's an interesting move. I'm really curious to see how it plays out. I personally don't think that the loss of Kyle Van Noy is going to hurt our defense too much, even if it drops our overall rating by a couple points. I think that if we're able to use that to get a better offensive player that can improve our offense by like 5 points, let's say, I think that's an overall better turnaround. Plus, I think Gink is a monster, and I think he's gonna do just fine with a big role on the defense. So there's a lot to think about here. Like I said, you're freeing up cap this year. Clearly, they've got a plan. So let's say it's Deshaun Watson. They're like, all right, we want Deshaun Watson. Let's clear up some cap this year. We'll see what we can do. Let's get rid of this guy, and let's get rid of a guy like Bobby McCain, guy like Jakeem Grant, a couple guys that are going to free up a couple more $1 million in cap space. It's going to allow you to bring a guy like Deshaun Watson in, and you'll still be fine cap-wise. You'll improve your offense drastically. And overall, I mean, it's a tough one. It's a tough one because you always want to say what you've got is the right thing. You want to say Tua is the answer. But it's so difficult as being a Dolphins fan to say that because of what we've had in the past. I can't tell you how many seasons we've gone with hope that this guy's going to get better. Maybe we improve this, and then he'll be better and better. And we never really have had that sure thing at quarterback. Tua could become that, but again, that's that hope that he's going to be there, not that no that you'll have with a guy like Deshaun Watson where you're like, all right, quarterback's set. We're good for the next 8 years or whatever he plays, which would be fantastic. And, you know, I ultimately want to say I trust the front office. Being a Dolphins fan is it's hard to do, but I do think that the moves that Chris Greer and Brian Flores have made together have been good moves. So they've got something up their sleeve. If they're eating the cap that Van Noy is going to be making next year, in order to free up some cap this year, there's a move in play. It's going to be a big move. I've got a feeling. Whether it's Watson or not, I don't know. I don't know if that's something that they could guarantee, because they could say, let's do that for Watson, but then Texans could say, no, we're not going to do anything with Watson. We're not moving him. And the Dolphins are like, oh, well, now we've got $9 million to spend on whatever. So, yeah, I mean, what do you think? What do you think about this move? You're getting rid of a really good player. He obviously was injured last year, so... And I do understand that they tried to restructure his deal, but for Van Noy, with the guarantee money that he had, it made no sense for him to restructure. So he said, "Wow, I'm not taking a pay cut. There's no reason for me to do that. So you can just pay me and I'll leave." And that's basically what's happening here. So yeah, what are your thoughts on getting rid of Van Noy? Is it going to hurt our defense? Depending on what they do, if they use it, they say if maybe they really like Micah Parsons in the draft and they're like, hey, let's get this guy. If they're going to get a guy like Micah Parsons in the draft, though, it'd make me feel a whole lot better if they got a receiver, like a superstar, like you get like an Allen Robinson or a Juju. You know, not even like T.Y. would make me feel good. Yeah, it's got to be someone who's like a big time receiver. For me to feel good about the position, if you're going to pass on a guy like Devontae Smith or Jamar Chase or even Waddle. So I'm all offense this year, man. I really am like, all right, great. You want to get a guy like Parsons, like that's going to help our defense for sure. But I want to have some fun watching some Dolphins offense. I'm sick of, you know, being more excited to watch the defense as I am the offense. So give me some weapons and I'll feel better about the move. But yeah, we got an extra $9 million this year. We're going to be one of the top 5 cap space teams. It should be fun. We'll see how this plays out. But that's basically all I wanted to talk about this time. Kyle Van Noy is no longer going to be a Dolphin. So we've got another hole at linebacker, essentially. Gink will obviously increase his role there, but still, we're going to need something else at linebacker, I think, especially because that's a pretty high injury position. So, anyways, like I said, let me know your thoughts. Subscribe to my channel. Brand new, so let's get our name out there. Talk Phins with me. Talk in the comments. I really appreciate it. And Phins up.